Hey everyone, we are excited that you've decided to join us today. We are going to dig into a platform that I think has had a serious impact in our ministry at North Hills, and I think it can in yours as well, because Easter is on its way, right? We're just a few weeks away from Easter. It's hard to believe that much of 2021 is already in the books, but we are headed towards Easter, and as some of us are outside, some of us are online, so, we're all kind of hoping that we might be able to get indoors at some point, right? But in all of that, we still are going to have a lot of online viewers. That sort of experience is not going anywhere. The online presence, being online, is still our primary lobby, right? And so what we're going to be doing is today we're going to look at Church Online Platform, which can help you engage people that are online. So it's not just like a one-way stream. It's not just you talking to people, but you're able to develop some relationship. You're able to develop some trust and to provide some care. Remember, we're always talking here in the Digital Ministry Support Network. We want you to solidify these three ideas in your mind of content, care, and connection. We want to provide content, which is our services, whatever programming that you've put together. But we also want to be able to connect people with other people and to provide care in important areas of their life. So let's jump on in. I'm going to first start out by showing you this is where you would go to sign up. It is churchonlineplatform.com, and this is kind of where you would go to sign up to check it out. And let me show you around. You can go through and you can look through all their features, how it works, that it's free. Did I mention that earlier? I don't think I did. This is free. It's provided by a church out in Texas who said they just want to bless other churches, and so they provide this for free. All you have to do is be able to provide wherever you're streaming your streaming code, and I'll show you where that comes from. But and it allows you to provide community around it. It's really simple, free now and always. So you've got a bunch of testimonials from various churches. So here's what we're looking at as we continue on. If you were to tune in to our service at North Hills, this is kind of the interface. This is what the interface would look like. Over here, you'll see a feed, and this will be the feed of various people. And here I'm going to actually sign out so you can see what that looks like. So you would see it says, "Welcome to North Hills Church," and this is our previous service because we're not live right now. And you would have here to the right, you would have various tabs here along the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see that. I think you can. But you'd have various tabs here along the bottom, and one of those would be chat. So if you were live, people can chat during your service while they're watching your service. They don't have to leave in order to talk. They can say hello. They can do it anonymously, or they can create they can register and create a user and upload a picture and things like that if they'd like. It's up to them. You can see it gives us our schedule of upcoming. It will also have a tab here for any notes. You can upload your sermon notes. I'll show you where that comes from. And then this tab that's the Bible. And so they can tab over to the Bible, and you can scroll through, and you can choose reading plans, videos, all sorts of different things. This is all through the U version, if you're familiar with that, of the Bible. So they can actually sign into their U version account and highlight things and write notes to themselves. It's pretty amazing. And then that will carry on. That'll stay with them in their U version account. Across the top, then, you'll be able to create different links. These are customizable to you. So this is donating to our ministry at North Hills. This is our Facebook page. This is our video archive on YouTube, all the different previous services if someone's looking for that. This is the portal to our kids' content, and this is a way to connect with us as a church. That's our connection card. So all of these things, it's all provided. It gives you the upcoming what's upcoming and things like that. And then down here at the bottom, we also have We also have this button at the bottom. I'm not sure. Can you see that? It says request prayer. So even if we're not around, people can come on. They can watch a service. If they feel like they'd really like a prayer request, they can hit that button. It will email us, and they'll be connected. Like, how great is that? They'll be connected to our worship and as well to our prayer chain. And so our prayer warriors, I can take the request and then choose who to share it to, just in case it's sensitive content and things like that. So all of this happens, and you'll see, like, if we skip ahead, you'll see this is our outdoor service and the teaching and everything else. So you can skip ahead and back. It's a full player. So let me show you how this works, how this is able to provide various content. Okay, so we're going to go over here. We're going to actually log in, and you're going to go, and this is my login. You won't really see it, but there it is. And as we're here, this login shows you various windows. This over here is still the feed, the main feed of people chatting. And then here in the middle, this is what we call the host chat. So you can develop a host team, a team of volunteers, and the hosts can talk back and forth with one another. And so we can leave them notes and things of that nature. And the host team plays a critical role in this whole experience, because as your praise team is doing what they're doing, or as you're preaching or doing various things, the host team is your connection point between your online guests and your content. That's where you get connection, and that's where you get care, right? So they can provide connection just by saying hello, by getting things chatting, and then they can provide care. People can request prayer live, and it'll open a separate little tab, and one of the hosts can open it and join them and pray for them. They can also take various moments, and moments, I'll show you what those are, but moments are pictures or quotes or ways to connect, ways that work with your church, and I'll show you what that's like in a little bit here. So they can, your host can post those, and then people can share those to social media, things like that. And then you can also jump down here, and over here you'll have host information. So this is your host chat, your host information on this side. Hosts can chat with one another so that they can coordinate jumping into prayer requests, things like that, coordinate the things that they need to coordinate. And then host information, this is if you want to leave notes for your hosts in any way. You can say, hey guys, this is a special weekend because it's Easter. So we're really wanting to know where people are tuned in from, or we want to know something in their life that they're struggling with, or you can put, and you can kind of give your host team a heads up. Here's what's coming during our service, and here's ways you can use that to engage. And it's a note for them right there. So as they flip through these various things, they'll be able to choose what it is they're looking at: the Bible, the schedule, your sermon notes, the moments, which we'll get into, and the host information. So this is what the portal looks like. And I thought it would be fun to bring on a friend of mine, and I say a friend, but I have never met in person Brandon Starkey, but he is a member of my church, and he lives in Michigan. And so this is really cool. He is one of our hosts. So we're going to bring in Brandon, and I wanted you to hear from him a little bit about his experience. So what's going on, Brandon? How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good, doing good.
Good. It's good to see you. It's good to see you from afar. I'm going to kind of change your, there we go, move your your camera a little bit there.
Good seeing you too.
So you're one of our hosts for North Hills, and kind of walk us through a little bit. What is it that you were, that attracted you to being a host, and what has your experience kind of been like as a host through Church Online platform?
Well, normally, like I said, being here in Michigan, I would usually either watch via YouTube, which didn't really leave you with any type of way to communicate, or through Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And then you came, contacted me and said, "Hey, we're working on this new thing, and would you be interested in being being one of the hosts. So I came online. You ran us through the program, and it seemed like something that I really wanted to do.
Great, great. Now, uh, it's pretty unique. It's like it's amazing to me that we've had multiple conversations and things, and we talk basically every week, just about in one way or another via text or in
Mhm.
COP and things like that. And what's been so amazing to me is that you can be a member of North Hills, even though you live in Michigan and we're in Southern California. We got a little bit of different weather and a few thousand
Just a
miles.
bit.
A few thousand miles between us, but you can also serve, right? You can
Yes.
serve. Tell us a little bit. I know you just this last week you were able to pray with someone. What does that mean to you? The various tools you're able to do. What is that like?
Um, well, because you know, there are people out there. Not everybody is doing great, and sometimes there are people that just need a little bit of help. We had a person come in wanting to pray. He is having some issues about employment, and he was also getting ready to get his first COVID vaccine,
Mm,
and so he was just nervous about that. And really, honestly, it seemed like he just needed somebody to talk to.
yeah, yeah. And that provided you like a great connection and in a way to show that hey, we're not just providing content. We want to provide that care and connection, right?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Now I know you've got my notes typically on the weekends, and then you also have kind of the moments that you queue up. What how does that experience go for you? I know my notes aren't always the clearest at times, but does it seem to go fairly smoothly for you? What's your experience been?
Yeah, it does. I like being able to read your host notes, just letting us know what's kind of going on and giving us a way and sometimes questions to ask everybody so that they can to engage them. And then once I get beyond that, it's going to the moments. I'll see what the different moments are, and then I'll go to your notes because
Mm,
that'll also let me know where the moments are going to fit into your sermon.
right.
So kind of gives me a schedule and a time where it's coming. So I know if I happen to step away for a second, I can come back. And if this hasn't happened, I know I'm still good and I'm able to be ready to post those moments and let people react to them like they normally would in an indoor service.
Right, right, right. Great. So I'm going to jump in here real quick, and then I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to jump in here real quick and show them where we queue up those moments, so that they can know a little bit what we're talking about when we say moments. So over here, we're back to our portal here, and again, this is the host dashboard that Brandon works with every week. But if we go over here to go to admin, this changes what you're looking at fairly drastically. It gives analytics. It'll tell you who has been watching for how long. It'll track that kind of stuff for you. You can go to your services and see detailed reports. So detailed reports on average time attended and how many people came in late and all of that. Right, we had at least 31 3-second attenders. I'm not sure how helpful that is, but average time was 41 minutes for most people, and we had 25 public chat messages. So we can actually track those numbers from week to week. So we can go to the previous week, right, and we can see what those numbers are. And so this helps 31 chat messages and things like that. So we get all of these demographics, and we get these moments. These are the moments that were queued up, and how many people it impacted, and how many people clicked on something or interacted with that moment. So I'll show you what those moments can be next. Moments are really cool. These are all the moments that we use in various times, but I'm going to just kind of go here to add a moment. Moments are things that allow you to interact with your audience. So when Brandon says he queues up a moment for us, what he's looking at is this right here. So it could be a connect moment. And so if you do a connect moment, then you're going to say connect with us here. And then it's going to show you a preview down here of what it means, and you can put a link to the donation port on your website. You can put a link to download a file that you're trying to share. We have a reading plan through the book of Mark right now. You can download various files this way, and you can say whatever you want, and then a link to the URL, whether that's a download or a web page. You can just queue it up right there. So that's one kind of moment that's really great. Another kind of moment is, of course, giving, and then you just put a link to your giving, and it will say give, and you can just say partner with us through giving. And then you have got this give button, and if people hit it, it will take them to that site. And so this is what it looks like for them. Additionally, you've got an invite moment. So this allows people to invite a friend. So if they hit that invite button, it's going to send them to their social media, and they can invite somebody to join your service, or they can share it via text or email, those kinds of ways. So all of their various share options open up, and they can invite people right there to your worship service. This is the prayer moment, and this is one of the things Brandon was mentioning as well. Would you like to pray with someone? You can request prayer, and then that will alert the host that, hey, someone has requested prayer, and one of them can accept that prayer request and hop in to the little private chat area and just chat and offer a prayer via text back and forth. And if they're a little stuck or they need some help, they can ask in the host chat, or if somebody else needs to come in, another host can come in as well, and it'll say, such and such host just joined this chat. And you could have a couple hosts praying over someone if you wanted to in that way. So that's the prayer moment. You've also got a response moment. And so you can have people, and we haven't used this a lot because this is a brand new feature, but you can say, who's excited to worship, who has done this, who's reading this with us, who, right? And people can kind of raise their hands or use various emojis and symbols. And so they have a whole library of things that you can choose from, right? And so that's pretty cool. And then you have text, and that text goes right next to the emoji. So that's one of those things that we can play with a little bit more. And then our next moment is a salvation moment, right? And a salvation moment, this is one of those things, hey, if someone wants to commit their life to Jesus right there in your worship service, even though they're online, even like that's not a barrier to that this is a moment that you can choose to dedicate your life to Jesus. And then they can either go from there to a prayer request, or there to visit a form on your webpage that's for someone requesting baptism, or any of those kinds of setups. And then it will have a way that you can just kind of raise your hand virtually. Yes, I want to be baptized. And so that's an amazing moment. And then you, of course, have your content moments. And these are images. You can share a picture, an inspirational meme, those kinds of things, and it will show up, and you can put the text in, or you have quotes. And so if you have a quote from someone, maybe it's a quote from you as the speaker, you can share that as well, and it will have the quote here and the reference. Right? So listed, and then people can share that as well to their social media or text or email. So it allows them to engage with your content, right? You can also set up users, and this is where you would queue up. This is all the users that are currently using our stuff, and then there's integrations. It'll integrate with various things. The users is where you go to also set up your hosts. And then here is your setup, and this is what I wanted to kind of focus on a little bit. You can put your own logo in. You can choose your background color. This is where you go to set up all those navigation links that we were looking at earlier. A favicon, which is a tiny little icon to be used that'll appear up in the browser area. And then, display publicly. Do you want to display publicly the number of people that are online attending? Yes or no. So you can choose all that. You can choose what it looks like offline. And so we just embed our YouTube URL, and so for our stream, and so it automatically shows you the most recent live stream. Autoplay video. You can loop a video if you want. You can choose where to send offline prayer. You're sharing. This is what, if you share something, this is what you can choose the image will look like. If you're inviting someone to join us for church, you can set up a custom domain. Right now, ours is inhillschurch.online.church. And then any church information that you want to put in as well, so address and things like that. So that's all the setups, and it functions just so smoothly. I'm blown away. It really allows people to engage with content, to connect with other people, and to feel that your church and your people actually care about what's going on in their life, even if they're home alone, even if they can't visit your worship. And in the future, it will be kind of the lobby of your church. It's going to be that place where they're going to come first before they probably ever attend your church in person. This is the first stop for most visitors, is tuning into your service online. So on our church website, we just have a link that says watch, and boom, it brings you right to our church online platform. So again, if you want to go in here and you can just sign up, get started, and it will just ask you various information to get your account rolling, and you'll be off to the races. So that's church online platform. I want to bring Brandon back on here. Brandon, as you reflect on what you want people to hear, like there's pastors and other tech teams tuned in, what is it, and if anybody has any questions, we're happy to answer them as well. What is it that jumps out to you most about the potential positive impact that Church Online platform can make for churches?
Well, even though I'm nearly 3,000 miles away from North Hills Church, this platform has allowed me to still stay connected to my friends that I went to church with there. And like you said earlier, we've never physically met each other, but through this platform and other ways of contact, I consider you a friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's one of the things that this has allowed us to do.
Great question. I see Icky's question right here. How much is it? Here's the key, guys. Lean in. It's free.
It's free.
Totally free. No cost whatsoever. It's free. Jump on it now. It is amazing. And all you have to do is be able to put your stream link. So we stream to YouTube, and then we take our YouTube link, and it is embedded right there in Church Online platform. So it's an extension of our YouTube, basically. Totally and utterly free. How cool is that? That is a great question. Just to provide all that, yeah, woohoo, exactly. Just to provide all of that engagement, all of that ability to get people involved, to get your host team involved. Other people on our host team are some of our college students that are away at school, but they can be involved in our church and still feel connected even though they're away at school. We have Brandon knows. Brandon has talked with my daughter, and she is part of our host team and is one of our most consistent volunteers. And she loves talking to people and queuing up moments. And she's in middle school, right? And so she loves being part of the team. And so you can develop a good synergy around this host team and really make great use of the Church Online platform. So if you're tired of those times when you're just streaming content, and it just feels like you're talking to a wall sometimes, and there's no feedback, this is where you can get that connection. So this is awesome. Any final questions before we jump off of here? Brandon, I want to thank you just for jumping on here with me, and for all you do for us, of course.
Thank you for having me.
it's great to be able to impact lives through this last year and beyond, in spite of all the challenges that we've dealt with. And so make sure. I'm glad you know, like, we genuinely appreciate you and Noel and all you guys do for us from Michigan.
Thank you.
So, all right, you guys, if you are watching this after the fact, please, we monitor the chat underneath. We monitor the comments that get posted afterwards. So feel free to ask a question, reach out to us. We can help you if there's a challenge. You have a challenge kind of setting things up. You're not quite sure how to get it put together. We are excited to help you. I can help you and get it all set up and get it rolling. It's quite easy to do. And I really think it can make a large impact in the lives of people. So again, till next time, you guys, thanks for jumping on here in the Digital Ministry Support Network for SCC. And make sure you join us every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and we'll have different incredible content and different ways that you can explore being intentional with the technology that we have at our disposal. So until next time, you guys, have a great afternoon.